After Teen Countdown shined a light on Mylan, the pharmaceutical company that distributes EpiPen, and its CEO, Heather Bresch, for jacking up the price of its life-saving EpiPen by nearly 600% in less than a decade, the EpiPen has finally gotten a healthy, fresh dose of competition, thanks very much in part to our next guest. The FDA approving a cheaper, generic version of the drug from Teva Pharmaceuticals. But it's not just Teva's EpiPen getting all the attention. The FDA has also just approved a blockbuster new migraine drug, and a whole bunch of others. The man lighting a fire underneath the fast-track approval process of now 36 new drugs and biological products so far in 2018 is the Drug Administration Commissioner, Dr. Scott Gottlieb of the FDA. I have to tell you, I know you don't talk about individual companies. However, there was major rejoicing on behalf of parents and schools and medics who have to carry the EpiPen, and it had gotten so unbelievably expensive. And after almost decades of rejections of generic versions of this, your FDA finally got through the generic version. What kind of response have you gotten from that?
We got a lot of response from parents, and some directly to my mailbox. But this is what we call a complex drug. It's hard to copy, and so for a long time no one was able to bring a copy of this drug to the market. We've invested a lot of resources in trying to create a pathway for copies of these complex drugs to come to market. So this is one indication, I think, of the success we're having. There are going to be other complex drugs, generic drugs that are coming to market that's a result of some of the things we've set in motion. Mylan
was, by many accounts, price gouging American public and a specific group of Americans. These are people who have life-saving or life-threatening allergies. Peanuts, milk. My nephew had a whey allergy, 1 particle per million. And he doesn't have an EpiPen, it's lights out. I mean, it's just been horrible for a lot of people. So, you know, what took the FDA, not just yours, but past FDAs, so long watching this happen, watching Mylan have a monopoly and full out utilizing that monopoly to their benefit?
Well, there's been some scientific obstacles to developing copies and proving that the copy drug is the same as a branded drug when it comes to these hard to formulate drugs like a drug device combination. There's certain other drugs within this category. We've now been able to surmount some of those scientific hurdles. We've invested a lot of resources in it, a lot of new policy development to lay out to generic companies how they can potentially copy these drugs. So that's created more opportunity for product competition. With EpiPen in particular, there was a product competition issue. You needed a competitor in the market. There was also a pricing issue, and the department and the secretary are doing a lot to address drug pricing to make that more competitive as well. I'm working on product competition, getting more products into the market. He's been working on trying to change the way drugs get priced in the market to make that more competitive as well.
We don't know the pricing yet. Teva hasn't gotten that information out. Are you aware of anything of what they will charge for this? Because, of course, Mylan had spiked up the price.
Yeah, we're not, and this product's going to be available in the supply chain fairly soon, but we're not aware of it.
They say months.
Yeah, we don't have the details on the business decisions that they're making.
How do we prevent a Mylan 2.0, not just for the EpiPen, but for any kind of drug that is out there on the markets that people need for life-saving?
Well, I think you have situations where the exclusivities and the patents have lapsed on some of these branded drugs, but the branded drugs aren't subject to competition for various reasons, either because the branded companies have adopted certain tactics to make it hard for the generic companies to copy them, or the drugs themselves, again, are hard to copy, like the EpiPen. That's where we've tried to focus a lot of our policy, to make sure that when exclusivities lapse on these branded drugs, when they should be subject to generic competition, they're subject to vigorous generic competition.
This is a very tightrope type of walk that you have to do. You want to fast-track drugs, but you don't want to compromise safety. How do you at the FDA do that?
We'll try to make the development process more efficient. So we've looked at different ways to try to structure clinical trials where you can potentially do them over a shorter time frame, something we call seamless clinical trials. So instead of doing the traditional 3 phases of clinical trials, you do one continuous trial, because a lot of the time and cost is in starting and stopping different clinical trials. So there's ways that you can actually make the development process more efficient, where I think you can get a better assurance of safety and efficacy from the process, as well as make it more efficient, less costly, less time-consuming.
Well, red tape, ridiculous. I'm sure you found a lot of it at the FDA.
Well, there's a lot of ways, I think, that if we bring better science into the process, we can modernize that process. Some of these things have been in development for a very long time at the agency. We're trying to accelerate that. I think this is a case where you can have the best of both worlds. You can have a process that's more rigorous, but also a process that's more efficient. And those are the opportunities we're looking for.
From an auto-injector with EpiPen to a different kind of device, a more modern device, the Apple Watch. And I'm using my words carefully here. You didn't approve the 2 new apps for the EKG and detection of irregular heart rate. algorithm, I guess what it's called, you cleared them.
Yes.
You cleared them. What was that like? And the fact that you have done this is the first direct-to-consumer device that you have cleared as a wearable. Do you now have a huge pile on your desk of other wearables and other products that are dying to get that kind of clearance?
Right. We're seeing other traditional technology companies come into the agency and looking at the process that we've set out here. And this process we developed before Apple took advantage of it. They were the first to take advantage of it. And what we've done here is we've decoupled the hardware from the evaluation of the application that gives the hardware its medical functionality. So the hardware itself has a medical device built into it, which is an ECG reader, an EKG reader. But what we've said is we're not going to rip apart the hardware and look at that. We're just going to look at the application that gives it its functionality and validate the hardware based on the application. You decouple the two.
But I'm thinking that all these other companies with stars in their eyes trying to get your attention, I'm sure.
We're seeing other companies come in, and more importantly, we're seeing traditional technology companies that haven't historically tried to create medical devices now try to give their products, their technology products, medical functionality. That's going to enable much more consumer access to medical functions on their smart devices.
Am I going to Brave New World for ideas like a warning of imminent retinal detachment and things like that? We had viewers writing in about this. They're dying to know.
Well, we have an application we approved that goes on your phone that can help detect early signs of diabetic retinopathy, which is an affliction of the eye. So we are seeing those applications built into some of these smart devices.
I want to get to e-cigarettes because that is a whole different device. You have talked about this being a massive epidemic that looks worse and worse. We have 11 million 12 to 17-year-old kids who have either tried it or say they want to try it. And this is terrible for their brains. Nicotine negatively affects their brains. So you came out and said everything is on the table. I'm going to be pointed here. Would you ban flavored e-cigarette vaping?
That's one of the things we're looking at. So we have been proponents of e-cigarettes as potentially being a modified risk alternative for adults who currently smoke cigarettes and still want to get access to nicotine, still want to inhale it, but don't want all the risks associated with lighting a cigarette on fire. That availability cannot come at the expense of addicting a whole generation of young people on nicotine through these same products. We now have evidence that this has reached epidemic proportions. We're going to be putting out that evidence very soon, but the number of teens now using e-cigarettes has grown substantially year over year. So we're going to have to step into the market, including looking at the flavors, which we know is what's making these appealing to kids.
Do you see a day where you see the possible elimination of combustible or traditional cigarettes?
That's what we're trying to do. So we're looking to regulate nicotine in the combustible cigarettes to try to migrate smokers more rapidly onto some of these modified risk products, including potentially e-cigarettes. So that's still the hope, that you can offer these opportunities to adults as an alternative to smoking. But once again, we've got to figure out a way to make these less appealing and less accessible to kids.
Fentanyl and opioid, that's a real crisis. As you're speeding up the process of certain generics coming to market, would you actively slow down? Are you actively slowing down generics for opioid drugs?
Well, we're looking at the risk-benefit of new opioids a little bit differently right now and looking, for example, at the risks associated with the potential misuse and abuse of opioids as one component of how we look at safety and efficacy of these drugs. So if a new opioid comes to market and we think it's more likely to be abused because of certain features it has, that's something that we're going to be considering now.
Is President Trump right when he says that Big Pharma has been getting away with, quote, murder because they are just ridiculous on their high prices of drugs, knowing as a doctor what it has sometimes taken and the risk that Big Pharma take on, because we as a business network know this. Sometimes it takes years to bring a drug to market, and they take on all the risk.
I think the president's absolutely right that there have been tactics that the branded companies have adopted that have taken advantage of the system. For example, extending their patents past the point of exclusivity, so longer than Congress intended for them to have exclusivity around their drugs, and blocking competition. That's where we've tried to focus a lot of our policies. We still need to make sure that they can get a return on investment in order to have, capital to reinvest in new innovations. So we need to find that balance, but it can't come at the expense of denying consumers access to lower-cost alternatives where those should be available to them.
Scott Gottlieb, Commissioner of the FDA, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.